everyone. Thank you for joining us for our bullet journaling session. So this is Sheena and Laura from the Princeton Public Library coming at you with some information about bullet journaling. So we're not going to show you the entire process, but we're going to discuss it with you, and then you might be able to decide if you think that something like this is for you. We're going to go over the materials and supplies needed. Laura's going to explain to you a little bit about what bullet journaling really is, and then we're going to share how we made our bullet journals our own. So Laura will take it away.
First of all, I've bullet journals have been around for a long time, and I know that I thought they looked really cool, but I was like, oh, that looks way too complicated. So there's actually a few different styles of bullet journals. So basically the whole point of a bullet journal is to organize your entire life, everything you do, from actual journaling, your exercise logs, work, home, doctor schedules, all in one place, so you're not running all over trying to keep up with it and trying to coordinate it. So it's all supposed to be in one little handy place. The traditional ones are usually like really elaborate and full of designs and colors and pages. What we took to doing is called a minimalist bullet journal, and it's great for starters. There's lots of white space. You don't have to have lots of colors or fancy paper or tape or anything. And the whole point of it is that it's geared towards your needs. So that's one of the reasons why we want to show you two different versions, is because Sheena's is going to be very different and focused on very different things than what mine's going to be focused on. So, and really there's no right or wrong way to do it. So don't feel like, oh, I messed up, and stuff. You don't have to be a perfectionist to do this. So some of the basic materials that we have to do it is just a pen. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. I just really like pens. So a pen, some whiteout might come in handy, and a ruler. Some other things that you can use. This is washi tape. Is that how you say it?
Yes. And this is fantastic. This was a lot of fun, and I think it adds a lot of character.
Yeah, it's not really expensive. You can find it just about anywhere. And then you don't have to use colors, but I love pens, so you can have colored pens.
The colors were definitely a huge add-in, and these pens, the Microns, were essential, I think, and I really don't think we would have been able to get the detail that we got while also not bleeding through the page without something like this.
Yeah, it made very clean lines.
Yes.
It was really smooth. I enjoyed them.
I do want to touch back on the whiteout really quickly, because this is essential. You need this. You're going to see when you look at mine, especially if you're a beginner, the whiteout is essential. You have to have it. I messed up on the first part. So it really helps to hide your disasters.
Yeah. It's a lot of trial and error. And once you make one, the great thing is you can use this as a template for upcoming years. So I love that. And having done this one, I think it's something I'm definitely looking to do next year.
I agree. I agree.
It was a lot of fun.
I think it's just learning what fits with you, and a continuation of what you've done in the past with incorporating new ideas that fit into your life.
Yeah, because your needs change each year.
They do.
Yeah. So you want to show us what you got going on?
Sure. Okay. So we definitely have different colors here. I chose more of a mustard. Laura chose more of a navy blue. So I've put some of the washi tape on the outside here, and it's just an added feature. I thought it looked kind of pretty. Before I go into mine, I will show you what the inside of this looks like on a blank page. And those are the pages that you're looking for something like this. I'm sure that you could use something else. You could probably use something lined. If you really want to put a lot of work into it, I guess you could get paper that's not lined at all, but that seems a little extensive. So this really helps you keep a straight line, but you can't really view these dots once you have everything set on the paper.
there was a lot of math initially involved
Yes.
for me. It's like, how many dots do I have, across and down, and dividing it.
So you could just spruce it up. We did add a little bit of art to ours, but it is still minimalist in the minimalist fashion. So you start out with a key, which divides your spacing on the paper. So it kind of gives you a feel, even if you don't use this exact spacing, it gives you a feel of how much space you have. So when you start doing other things, because you're going to have different types of calendars comprised in here in notes sections, then this really helps to get a feel. So I started out, and we actually had looked at a video to really help gauge us in the beginning, and it was called Minimal Bullet Journal Setup for Productivity and Mindfulness. And that was by a woman that goes by the name on there, Pick Up Limes, and she really just shows you the base. She said that she focuses on the usefulness. She does not focus on the art. So here's my whiteout disaster, but you can see that I've started mine with our library fiscal year because it's just easier. So I started with July. So mine runs July to June. So right here, this section after the key is called the year at a glance. So it's just 2 pages, and it shows you your entire year. It has the days sectioned out down here, so you can write little notes that you may need to incorporate. Then you switch and you go into your month at a glance, and that is each month, and this honestly took the longest. Each month laid out. And I haven't filled anything out yet. I'm just leaving this bare so you can see. But each month is straight out there so you can do what you need to do there to keep up with your appointments and your scheduling. So I will note the washi tape feature on the sides, if you can see here. It really helps to find what you need. And I have put one of these at each beginning section of mine. I use the same color because mine's not incredibly extensive. There's just a few sections, and I kind of know the placement of each one, so this worked for me. So I will skip to the next part, and after the calendar section, which was the month at a glance, I have incorporated a fancy little to-do page. But this really breaks into each month in a section for notes, events that we have at the library, and contacts or people that may need to be contacted. So this was something easy that I usually just write on little sticky notes. It's really nice to have it all comprised in here, and I actually really look forward to using it. I have also separated another section, so the next one that I come to in mine, and that ends with June, the last part, is a quarter breakdown, which shows what we do here at the library per quarter, and it breaks up our quarters, and there's 4 of them per year. So that is broken up into there. And then the next part, which I actually did incorporate from the Pick Up Limes video, was the brain dump. I thought that was a very fun thing. I thought it was a very fun name, and it's really just dumping all of your thoughts. It can be anything, whatever's important to you. So that could go back to that exercise, what you've eaten, what you've done, how you're feeling emotionally, poetry, your thoughts about the day. Did something particular happen? Do you want to keep track of something in your life? I mean, you just throw everything in there. And I have made a brain dump section for each month as well. So that continues down to the end, and I just wrote it just briefly on the top page, and nothing incredibly fancy, but I like how it turned out. The rest of my book is fair game, so you can see about how much is used here. This is the used portion. The rest of this will be here for notes or other things that I feel like I need to incorporate. But this, for me to do what I need to do comfortably and have it organized, this is really all I needed. So that's mine.
And it really is, if you're making something that you're not going to use, then you're not doing it right. It should definitely be something you are willing to use. So mine, like she said, is blue, and I'm a big Superman fan, so I have a sticker on there. And I also saw in some of the research and getting ideas, they took this little band. Normally, the band goes up and down like this. And what they did is they kind of turned it sideways so that you have a place to clip your pen or pencil.
I also feel like it looks a lot more appealing.
Yeah, I just thought that it's like, hey, that's really handy. So I've always got my pen handy. So mine is done up slightly different. I titled it, mine is going from August to July, and not just because we're doing this in August, but my whole life centers around school time. So it was very practical. My kids go back to college in August. A lot of schools start in August, so that's where I started. I, just like Sheena, I have a key, a very simplified key up over here. If I want to add to it, you can add highlights or anything else that you want to do. But it's just something that I understand. Then over here I have a calendar of important dates, and these are holidays and birthdays that I've got to keep up with. Just things that repeat every year or major events. When I turn, I kind of incorporated my year at a glance for each month with my monthly calendar and to-do list. So I've had planners before, and I know I don't use my year at a glance too much, so I figure by incorporating it on the page, and I can jot down any major dates, times that I have appointments, and then still have a to-do list. I even circled, like, anything that's important to me and stands out. In addition to the washi tape little tabs, I love sticky notes, so I incorporated some of my fun sticky notes. That way I can move it from page to page as needed. Let's see. It's kind of hard. I'm working upside down. So then the next section is I made a list. Here at the library, we pay attention to a lot of national holidays. So I have started making a list of all the national holidays that caught my interest, that I thought would make fun library programs and something to consider. So that's personalized and tailored towards my needs. Along with this section up here, it's library story times. I broke it down by month. And then for each month I have 4 weeks, and it's kind of the theme that I am doing for each month. So again, it's tailored towards my needs. Let's see. And as you see, I did play around with the color of things. These are just a little list of program ideas. I have a section for that because a lot of times I'm brainstorming and I'm jotting it down all over the place. So this will help me organize it. And when I have a meeting and go into a meeting, I can bring this with me and say, oh, let me go to my little program section. And I counted off however many pages I thought would be helpful for that. Lots of white space, so I have plenty of room and don't feel like I have to cram everything in right real small. Again, it's more library ideas broken down into programs that we oversee. This one is pertaining to our summer reading program. I have a section for display ideas. So right now it's a lot of work-based stuff. Books that I read for story times. But then I kind of go into a section that's more personal. So I titled it Big and Home. And as you see, it's not fancy. I'm not an artist. And here I actually created a page for each of my children so I can write down any schedules that I need to write down, appointments, major things that I've got going on with them. And because I do a lot of writing, I have a section that is geared towards writing projects such as NaNoWriMo, blog writing, story ideas. So, and that just goes to show you how you can really personalize these things towards your needs and what you do. And then, where is it? I have I thought it was really fun. Give me a moment. If I can find it here. I did an attitude of gratitude. And I did break that down 1 page per month. And I lined it for each day so that I could write down just a little thought. And I think, especially this year, it's been so trying that it's important to remember all those positive things that we really do experience in our lives. So that was just something I did for me. And then kind of the brain dump section. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to comment that as well.
Yeah.
It seems like, but I like your fun title.
Yeah.
That's very inventive.
And then I have a tendency to jot notes down from the back of notebooks, so I actually did my note-taking section, and I'm working it from the back forward. So it's just a plate because that's how I have a tendency to do it. So again, it's personalized towards my needs, how I work things, and I can just flip it. And just like Miss Sheena, I have a lot of blank paper, so I still have room if I want to add more stuff in there, I can do that. And a fun feature I found is these notebooks had a little binder type thing, a little folder. So it's great to toss in like any important papers, photographs, anything that you want to, business cards, just anything you need to tote around. So I thought that was really cool. So that's what I've got so far. And like I said, it's just really cool because you can make it so personal to your needs, you know, like where yours is so library based, I have that. But then I had a whole section dealing with writing and blog ideas and things like that. So I thought that was handy.
And also seeing, I mean, those tutorials online are great, and I hope you gather something from this as well. But even just seeing the differences in Laura's has made me think, well, maybe I should incorporate a home section in mine as well, or something similar to that.
Yeah.
Just to keep the two separated. But really, any ideas?
Yeah,
you can do anything.
Yeah, there was some parts that it's like, oh no, now it's going to be over in the home section instead of over here. But it's like, oh well, I still know it's there and I can use it. So, you know, there's tons of videos, lots out there to get ideas from. But it's really just about making it for you. You can have travel itinerary in there, a bucket list, just whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So there you go. And as you see, you don't have to wait until January to start it. You can start it anytime you want to.
You
and
can
that's
start it as
wonderful.
soon as you make it. And honestly, you could even go further than that 1 year. I mean, there's a lot of space in here. You could do a 2-year bullet journal if you're feeling confident enough.
Yeah.
Whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah, and there was something just kind of fun about doing it. It was kind of relaxing, and the initial setup is the most time consuming.
Yes.
But
I'll be honest, and don't get discouraged. When I began it, it seemed a little burdensome. But after I actually started making it my own and got past some of the basic technicalities, it was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
So give it a few pages, add some color, and you'll love it.
Yep. All right, and of course, share any of your ideas with us. Show us what you did.
Yeah, show us what you did. We'd
Tips,
love to
you
see
know.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all righty, enjoy.
All right, thank you.